Hi guys, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy today on Sunday, December 23rd, 2018. Alright, so I want to get into Aleafia and Emblem. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is just to help you with research in buying and selling stocks. Do not buy or sell stocks because I said so in this video. Buy them because you like the stock and you did your research. Okay, so I want to get into Aleafia. So they just had to acquire Emblem Cannabis. Alright, so this is what we're showing right here. So this is their shop. Now if you're a medical patient, you can order from here. So they have this Quantum Kush, they got Cannabis Indica, Sour Kush, and these are higher THC strains. And then you got Maker's Mix Hybrid. So a pre-milled isn't the best buds, it's just cheap, like, I don't know, it's not a good like full bud. You're just gonna get like little scraps and it'll just be in one of these containers, jars. So $550 a gram for indica blend and $6.50 for a sativa blend. So if you do not want to spend a lot of money, you can buy these for a lot cheaper. Alright, so MK Ultra, I know that's a popular strain Aurora has, and Della Haze as well is pretty popular from Aurora. But I mean, every company they have different quality standards, so I don't know the quality of Emblem, but I expect their quality is pretty good. Lavender Kush, and then Cannabis Indica, and Black Widow CBD. So this is a higher CBD strain, 10.9% and CBD and 6.6% THC. Okay, so those are your strains if you are a patient. Now, these are not strains you can buy in the recreational markets, as far as I know, at least not in BC Cannabis Store. I know they just made delivered some oil to the BC Cannabis Store, right? So if you add up all the amount of product they had, I put orders in around like 10,000 orders and figured out how much they have. So what they have in supply, they had about $160,000 worth of product, and then so I expect that BC is about 10% of all the sales in all over Canada. So times that by 10, that's like 1.6 million for the month or whatever. So maybe they're gonna bring in more products, or maybe they're not gonna sell more. I'm not really expecting Aleafia and Emblem to really kill it until later in 2019, to be honest. I'll get into reasons why later, but again, I just don't really see it right now. But anyways, this is their CBD oil. It's 50 milliliters, and it's got 20 milligrams per milliliter of CBD, and it's $55.50 for a 15 milliliter bottle. Okay, and $60.75 for a 15 milliliter bottle of a balance. So it's going to be 12.73 milligrams per milliliter of THC and 22.3 milligrams per milliliter CBD. So fairly high CBD and also some THC. So it's going to be balanced. You don't want to get if you want to have the CBD as well as the THC, this is going to be a good product for you. And then this is 20 milligrams of THC per milliliter, but it says here it's 19.1, and then it's got a little bit of CBD, not a lot. And then it's going to get a high sativa at 20 milligrams per milliliter of THC, and then a CBD dominant about 18.2 milligrams milliliter of CBD, and there's a 30 milliliter bottle for $85, and then this is going to be your balance 12.20. So when the 12 is right here, that means it's THC, and the 20 is CBD, right? So here it's got 0, and then 20. So that's what you're looking for. If you want to get THC, you're going to look for it at the front, and if you want to get CBD, you look for it at the back. Okay, so this is the indica, so this is 20 THC and then 0 CBD. Because technically, usually indica strains are fairly high in THC, so yeah. So then this is a sativa, 22.4 milligrams per milliliter, and these are 60 milliliter bottles, so they're pretty big, and yeah. But they don't just offer, what I like about Emblem's product line is they don't just have CBD and THC oils or combined balanced oils. They also have capsules, so I think that's pretty cool. I know they had a deal with Pill, that's the ticker, and it's Cantab, and I don't know if these are the capsules. I'm not sure. I haven't done my research on Emblem, but anyways, these do look good capsules. They're low in THC and high CBD oil, CBD concentrate, and that would be 10 milligrams per capsule of CBD and 60 capsules. So those are 220. So then you got CBD balance, the one, and these are 10 milligrams. I'm not really sure what it means, but I know these are balanced 12 and 20, and then this is going to be your high THC capsules. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So the reason why I'm getting into this is because Aleafia acquired Emblem. So Emblem also has a 30,000 square feet extraction facility, so that's going to be good for Aleafia when they get into down the line when they're doing, so when they're doing their outdoor grow, because they're supposedly, Aleafia is already set up for their Port Perry. I think it's got it up here. Yeah, right here. So 60,000 kilograms secured outdoor cannabis cultivation site at Aleafia's Health Canada licensed Port Perry facility. So it's expected in spring 2019 with their harvest in summer 2019, okay? So what they're going to be expecting to do is to harvest 60,000 kilograms. And without talking to these guys from Aleafia or Emblem, I do expect them to be using their 30,000 square feet Emblem's extract facility to use the outdoor cannabis, because I'm not sure it's going to be really sold. A lot of the outdoor grow is going to be sold for just flower. I mean, I'm sure some of it will be, but it'll be at lower prices, I believe. But I think they're also going to use it a lot for extracting for CBD and THC. That's what I'm expecting. Because I know other companies, I know Wayland, that's what they want to do. They want to have Columbia, they want to do outdoor grows eventually, and then extract it for distillate. So yeah, they got 10% into Canada Pacific Pty, an Australian medical cannabis company, okay? So then you got their total revenue for the 3 months ending September 30th was 1.6 million and 3 million that's for the 9 months, okay? So for Q3 2018, revenue was up 36%, so that's pretty good. Their gross profit for the 3 months ending was 2.2 million and 3.1 million, respectively. So yeah, they're doing okay. I mean, they're not killing it. They're not knocking it out of the park. But I mean, I still do think they have a lot of potential. You see this deal, it's got the signed supply agreement with CanTrust, with Aleafia providing up to 15,000 kilograms of dried cannabis in 2019. So I'm not really sure where they're gonna do all this 15,000 kilograms. I mean, they got this retrofit of 160,000 square feet Niagara greenhouse is underway and automated and all that stuff, but it's supposed to be operational late 2018. So I mean, spring 2019 is their first harvest, they're saying. So I know with all these companies, they're usually pretty late to the game as far as like getting all the stuff done. So it might not even be till late in the year. So I expect for this 15,000 kilogram, they might have to use their outdoor grow as well to supply the steel. I'm not sure, but we will see. Anyways, that if it's like, I know that the rec stores, they're generally buying it from the majority of the LPs for around $5 to $6 per gram. So if that's $5 per gram, what they gotta deal with that Can Trust, that's gonna be 75 million, right? Okay, so they have 50,000 patients, because this is Aleafia was turned from Aleafia, and it was merged with Cannibal. Okay, so Cannibal had all these clinics, so now it's Aleafia has all these clinics. So, and they have all these patients, right? So they don't need to find patients. Like, they don't need to find patients as far as like selling everything that they have. They have all these patients that they can sell to, which is awesome. And I think Emblem has been pretty good for their patients. I think that's why Aleafia wanted to make to acquire them and merge with them. I call it a merge because I think they're both fairly small companies, and they're just, decided to become a bigger trio. So yeah, so they say that they want to reach annual production run rate of 98,000 kilograms in 2019. And Aleafia, which was Cannibal, they operate 22 medical cannabis clinics staffed by physicians and nurse practitioners. So that was Cannibal, and now that they own it, that's pretty cool, because they're gonna make revenues from the medical cannabis clinics. Alright, so let's look at the chart. Okay, so it's hitting its 200-day moving average, right? It's around it closed at 124 on Friday, so it's around that range. I just made a line, and it's around the 125-ish range, and I think that's the support right now. The support and the resistance. You look at the bid on Friday, and it's got a wide gap, because you got 19,300 bidding at 124, and the ask is 130 at 1,500. So not many people want to sell that 130. So I mean, when it moves off the 200-day moving average, I mean, it could fly to 185, but it could also drop below. I mean, after that, the drop would be around $1 would be the next kind of resistance, and then after that, I think it'd be around 90 cents, and then it could even hit 60 cents. I mean, I'm not saying it's going in that direction. I think this company, but I mean, we're in a bear market, so you just never know, right? And then the 10-day moving average is 144, and the 50-day moving average is at 207. So it's probably gonna get lower as time goes on, the 50-day moving average. So it'll be tied up with that 185 area in probably like 10 days or so, because it's been in this lower range, and it's going to keep going down there. So those are your support and your resistance levels for 2019. I'm not sure the direction this is going in the short term, but in the long term, I do like its prospects growing to be a dominant player with Emblem. Now they have I'd say $3 is another resistance point. And yeah, so I'm not sure when they're gonna see that $4. Anybody that thinks they're just gonna see $4 really soon might just be dreaming. But I mean, it might happen sometime later in the year. So the volume was really high when it started peaking up there. That was about 26 million shares were traded when it went up to 470. That's what you need when it's gonna ride up really high, right? So now the volume is very low. It's even lower than the average volume. It's at 669,752, and the average volume 697,400, right? The price of sales, I'm not sure if this is correct, because it doesn't make sense that it's correct, but because 200 million pretty much divided by 11 is around like 18 million, and they didn't do 18 million. Sometimes these things are all effed up, and their price to book is 2.832. but I don't really think that counts into their assets as far as having the outdoor grow. It's not really these companies. I think a lot of the LPs and just investors aren't really acknowledging the benefits of doing an outdoor grow and how beneficial it could be towards their bottom line, because instead of growing, like, maybe they're growing at $1 a gram, and they can't get okayed by Health Canada for certain reasons or whatever, and they want to expand and they want to grow more every month or so. They're not going to be able to do it unless they're okayed for an outdoor grow. If the facility needs to be retrofitted, it hasn't been completed, and all these different reasons. So it might not be as good marijuana, but if you can extract it and put it and use it into consumer packaged goods, whether that's in edibles in the future, and then with that CBD oil, THC capsules, CBD capsules, and all that stuff like that, then you can get your money's worth out of outdoor grows, and it doesn't cost you much. It costs, I think I heard somewhere, it's around 25 cents in Canada, and then if you go to Colombia, it's probably going to be about 5 cents a gram to grow. So they don't need to make it into dried flower. They can just turn it into distillates, and then they're making lots of money on every gram that they grow. So, I mean, I don't think that a lot of investors have really acknowledged that, but they're going to find out later, whether at the end of the year or 2020, that outdoor grows are going to really add a lot to the bottom line, I believe. So, yeah. That is Aleafia and Emblem. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do in 2019. I know they are trying to get onto the NYC, I believe. So if they do that, they're going to get more institutionals looking at them to invest into the company and see them grow. You know, you never know. They could strike a deal with a big S&P 500 company in one of the sin stocks, whether it's nicotine, alcohol, or pharmaceuticals. Because I do know that Emblem, one of theirs, I don't know if he's still working from them, but he was the guy that made opiates. And so, I mean, they obviously would have connections probably still with pharmaceutical companies. So whether Aleafia and Emblem join together and they're going to get some investment money from a pharmaceutical company, because, you know, people haven't looked into, and this does look very good because they have all the clinics there and they have 50,000 patients. So they're very they're doing the right thing, and they're growing in the right direction as far as if they want to attract S&P 500 top pharmaceutical company to invest and be a partnership with Aleafia in the future. I think, you know, these guys are pretty small if you look at the grand scheme of things, because they're 195 million, and then Emblem's deal was for 170 million, and so you add those together, it's like 365 million. So then you look at it, they're pretty cheap, but you look at Kronos Group, and Kronos Group just attracted, if all their warrants are accelerated, if they go through, and then Altria owns 55% of Kronos Group, then they're going to give them 3.8 billion cash. So, and Kronos only did 3.8 million last quarter. So this is very early innings in the cannabis space to see who's going to be a dominant leader, but I think you need to keep these guys on your radar. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm just showing you this information for information purposes and entertainment. And their ticker is ALEF, and I believe ALEAF is for their OTC. Again, I could be wrong. Yeah, so again, I'm Compound Interest Stock Guy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a like and subscribe for future entertainment and future videos when I showcase and I go through some of the great marijuana stocks in this industry, and I share my knowledge. So I hope you enjoy this video. Good night.